Hello, it's my honor to have my guest, Don Rishard, is helping people to reignite the passion. And I am Sunny to let people understand gene keys and human design. So we're going to have a great conversation. Hi, Don.
Hello, Sunny. I'm so thankful you asked me to come join you. I'm super interested and fascinated by all of this stuff that you're going to talk about.
Me too. I'm very interested about your service and your passions to help people. I will definitely love to hear your insights about how you help others, or maybe your own story, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
So what sparked you into what you're doing today?
Well, let's see. My original spark was dancing. Like that's what my parents always said. I learned how to dance before I learned how to walk. And so I wanted to become a professional dancer. I did like really super strict Russian Chikati ballet for many years. I was on toe shoes. I performed in the Nutcracker. Then I did jazz and contemporary and hip hop because I grew up listening to Motown and R&B. But for some reason, my parents also, even though they were very encouraging of my dance career, they also said, yeah, and you should go to college and get a degree because dancers don't make any money. And so I sort of put my dance thing to the side to pursue my education. So when I decided to get my education, and I tried a few little things, I recognized that I wanted to get my master's degree because I was the person in school that people would come to and say, hey, Dawn, what should I do about my boyfriend? Hey, what should I do about my girlfriend? And my mom, who happened to teach high school, she was also that teacher that all the kids went to talk about their stuff, rather than going to the counselor. And so that was me too. And so I just recognized that I love love. I love love. And I'm always fascinated at what makes some people work and what makes some people not work. And so I went to school. I got married. I went to school. I got my degree in professional counseling. I had a private practice for almost a decade. And while I was also simultaneously having kids, I have another career as a flight attendant because I love to travel and meet people, and I love different cultures. And different spiritual sites and art and architecture, all of those things. And so it's really been a sort of a juggle of honoring these different aspects of myself, the need, the desire. I need water. I need food, I need sleep. But my desire to help people, because even at my airline job, I'm the airline therapist at work. Even when people don't know that I do that, people come and talk to me. It's like it's the confessional on the airplane, and people tell me about their issues. And I said, oh, by the way, do you know that I'm also a therapist? And they're like, what? No, we had no idea. But it's like, I just must have this energetic sign across my forehead that says, talk to me. I'll help you. Come talk to me. So integrating this aspect of myself that I want to help people, I want to serve people, I want to help people heal their hearts, because so many people walk around feeling brokenhearted and struggling in their relationship. And even though I got an education, dance is my first and original love. It's the thing that I do, which I feel like every person in their life has something that they really love, that they lose all track of time. Yeah. And to me, that's what passion really is. It has nothing to do with another person. It has to do with about what inside of you lights you up. Actually, I went on a disco cruise a couple of years ago.
What? Disco cruise?
A disco cruise. They had 3 members of the Jackson 5, Casey and the Sunshine Band. I'm dating myself. Earth, Wind and Fire, the Commodores, Jody Watley. All these amazing singers and musicians. And we danced for probably 10 hours a day. And I had the most fun that I have ever had in my entire life, because I was just immersed in the music that I love and dance. And I had a few friends that I was with. And it was so invigorating and exhilarating. And I just thought, if I could do this every single year, if I could have an experience like this where I'm just immersed because we got to dress up, we got to play, we got to, be these little characters, and it didn't really matter how you showed up. I mean, everybody was just accepting of all of the glitz and the glamour. I mean, I was decked out from head to toe. So anyways, that's part of my passion. The intention of relationships is to be able to experience both giving and receiving of unconditional love and positive regard.
Yeah.
And so many people are challenged in that because we've been conditioned to suppress our emotions. I would say probably the majority of people in humanity have no idea how to express their emotions in healthy and constructive ways. They're not even really aware of what they are because they're so suppressed. And so this is really a part of my journey, is to help normalize all these things and start having these conversations so that people stop carrying all this garbage from the past around with them.
Yeah, exactly. That is so nice because based on your human design chart, your profile is 4-6. So
I'll show people. This is mine.
Yeah, that's it. And it's like a 4-6 and manifestor. That means you always initiate the friendliness because you are 4. The 4 on the line level is on the second floor, which means people like up to people on the second floor. So 4 people like you is the person open the door, able to like celebrate with you. Oh, how are you? Then you communicate with them. And they sometimes throw something, their problem to you because you're just so friendly.
Yeah.
They trust you that instant.
That's true.
So that's the 4. But your design, which is maybe more like unconscious, that's actually your deeper self. It's a 6. So the line 6, usually they mature a little bit slow. They need to collect all the information because on the rooftop, they see everything. So the learning can be all at once because they see it all. For people like that, usually take a little longer to start to share because they are born as a teacher.
Yes.
Because they want to share, they see things, they have insights. For you, definitely, even with a young age, you just be directed to pay more attention about relationships because people constantly ask you questions.
Yeah.
Then you have to find an answer for yourself and for others. There's a 4 type of energy types in human design system. So 70% they are generators.
Oh, really?
Which like one of me, like we just create sustainable energy for the whole planet. And manifestor, projector, and reflector, they are not the energy type. They depends on generators to feed them energy. That's why we're 70%. So everybody has a family member, or when you go out shopping, you will have a generator to provide you energy.
Interesting.
So you don't need to worry about like, okay, I don't have my battery. No, the battery is outside somewhere. You just need to interact with people. But manifestor is so unique because they take initiative. They can actually make things happen. That's how the manifestor mean, right? But they need people to surround them, support, and connect in order to continue to do their work. When you mentioned about all the social interactions and all the people really just give you more sparks, give you more energy. So you need to be in the community. I mean, that might be the reason you become the founder of the Awakening with Down. Do you want to share some about that journey?
Yeah, I just told somebody yesterday, like my top 3 values are love, connection, and authenticity. And so, and this is the irony, Sunny, because I specialized in helping couples heal their marriages. I mean, that's what I focused on in my schooling. I studied marriage and family systems. And I said, I want to help couples heal their marriages. And yet I struggled a lot in my own marriage. I was married for 27 years and I got divorced. Sadly, we went to therapy 4 different times in our marriage. And we just had constant stress, fighting, conflict, chaos, and tension. And that's not how I grew up. I grew up in a very peaceful family. My dad was in the Air Force. My mom taught school. My dad traveled a lot, and my family, both my parents are pretty laid back. And so I didn't, and they didn't fight. I mean, we would have discussion, we would have heated discussions, but my parents were very emotionally aware. And so we had lots of conversations about how to get through issues, how to resolve, difficulties, and then even sometimes agree to disagree. When I chose to get divorced, I just said, I don't want to live my life like this anymore. It's energetically very, very draining.
Yeah.
Very, very draining. And on my kids too. It's like none of us does. Even for my husband, I was like, everybody deserves peace. And unfortunately, it's just not going to be together. He can have his peace. All my kids still live with me. I wanted to create a sense of stability and security and peace for them. We did have some good times, but there was just too much conflict and stress. I was like, I don't want that anymore in my life. And so as I was going through the divorce process, because I told him about 2 years before we actually got 2 to 3 years before we got divorced. And I thought, if I struggled in my marriage and I have all the professional and educational experience, then there must be so many other people that struggle. And so it's my intent to help people overcome their heartbreak. And really, it comes down to a sense of loving yourself enough not to tolerate years and years of bad behavior. So I understood that where he came from and his challenges and his issues and all of these things. And yet I would basically make excuses for how he was treating me. And I just thought, I don't, everybody deserves kindness, especially from the person that claims to love you the most. I created, my name's Dawn. It was like, the Awakening with Dawn. It just kind of came to me. And then I started a podcast called Wake Up to Real Love. And it's really about waking up to the love that's within yourself first. Because the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself, because everybody else can come and go. But wherever you go, you take yourself with you. I wanted to normalize people's relationship struggles. One, your relationship with yourself struggles, relationship from family of origin struggles, relationships along the way struggles, relationship with your partner, your kids, your family struggles, because they're each different systems in our life that impact how we show up in the world. And so I started the podcast to normalize it. And I've been a therapist for a long time. I've spoken to thousands of people all over the world about things that you would not even believe. You go and then you think, I think I've heard it all. And then I hear something else. I'm like, oh, that's a new spin on that thing. But no matter what people have experienced, we all have this desire to be loved. And we all are worthy of love. So that's the other message of the podcast, is you are worthy of love. And that if we carried that sense around with us, and I talk about, a lot of people say mindset, change your mindset, change your thoughts, change your life. And I say your heart set, how you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself, if you love yourself, if you believe in your divinity, if you believe that you're perfect, whole, and complete when you were brought into this world, despite my human challenges and experiences, if you believe that you're completely connected to source and that you're a reflection of God, creator, source, the universe, whatever you want to call it. It's like we're all integral parts of this whole system of life. And so this is what I want to share. Wake up to real love. The real love is you. The light is within you. And all of these other things around us try to block and prevent us from seeing that truth. So that's really wake up to real love, everybody.
Wake up, the best is yet to come within the lineage from the heritage, and also the imprinting process, conditioning, and life experience. We track the emotions. Everything can impact in our biology, then in our mind.
Right.
I studied DNA for more than 20 years.
Cool.
Then I see myself like overweight and stressed.
Really?
Yeah. I'm totally different person. When I was 30, I looked at picture, whoa, who is this person? They like puffy eyes and low energy. I have gray hair, but I feel like younger. It's like, gosh, I got more energy because I understand I am the problem. I always think about so and so, what happened to me, life's not fair. It's all this blaming, complaining, this low vibe behavior.
Right.
So we experience something we don't like, then we reflect back to say, I can make a choice.
Right.
Do I still want to live like
Right.
or right? So I made the choice 3 years ago. I would say that's the turning point. I have a formula called tune up, clean up, and speak up.
I mean, why do you think it took you as long as it did to make the changes for you?
Yeah, there's all the conditioning and believe the wrong thing and don't have confidence. And also maybe there's a certain thing we don't even know. We just build into that system. Everything is the tool for me to reflect myself. Just like you said, like if we can really love ourselves, everybody has different tool and way to do it. For me, it's more like scientific way. So I kind of layer and layer, study the human design system and go to the gene keys. They are the data for my mind to digest, but my heart start to vibrate differently.
Right.
One of my shadow is intellect. That is really the shadow because we want to know it all. We want to collect the information, data, and evidence. But our mind is not that capable to really collect everything. I don't need to let my mind tell me what the pattern means. I just know that is the right thing to flow with it.
I think that's interesting, Sunny, because I feel like a lot of people, we get stuck in our minds in order to make sense of things, whereas our bodies and our hearts and our spirits, they know the truth.
Yes, exactly. When you speak, you have this expression. That's a speak up part of my program. If we more expressing by writing, talking, or even crying, singing, dancing, you got all the energy out.
Right. It's funny because I was the weird, nerdy kid in school that would volunteer to give book reports in front of the class, or give speeches in front of the school. And I was like, pick me.
Yeah, because you're the initiator. You're fast. You want to do things. A lot of people grow up as manufacturer. They cannot really understand there's a rule. The manufacturers just go ahead and do it. We just wire differently. And
that's the whole part of what I do is that I want to help people unconditionally love and accept themselves because we all are different. And I say this, we all hold different paradoxes within us. And so you have these more, say, shadow sides that are tools to help us learn more about ourselves and maybe some wounds that we carry within us, like, oh, I feel unworthy, or I'm afraid of abandonment or rejection. I mean, these are a loneliness. I mean, these are all parts of the human condition that we all experience from time to time. People grow up differently because we have different worldviews, we have different religious backgrounds, different political opinions. I mean, all of these ways that make us different. And so I feel like I can say power structures, there's like an attempt to keep people divided so that people will never agree on things, which you won't. And so how can we, instead of looking at the differences, how can we come together as a community or a society to help uplift everyone, to help acknowledge every person as a unique expression? And so how can I accept and respect and have compassion for? And even if I don't understand, I still accept, but I attempt to understand. And I come to this place where everybody wants to be treated with kindness. Everybody wants to receive love. Everybody wants to be validated and valued as an important part of this community we call humanity. And so why we do that for ourselves, because I feel like when people don't do that for other people, they don't do that for themselves.
Exactly. Yeah, everything's reflected. Sometimes we don't like someone is because we don't like that part of ourselves.
Exactly.
Well, that's my learning curve. I say, gosh, the only problem is really just me. So if I can love myself more and clean up more, and I can finally speak the nice language to others, because if I don't speak the good language to myself, that is actually the essence of Gene Keys. Gene Keys, if you open the book, like that big book, in the beginning, Richard Ross say, this is the book to talk to your genetics. And I didn't get it until I finished the whole book and read it twice. I said, I got it. It's just like if you stay in the shadows, you always talk about, you're not good enough, you're a constriction, you're intellect, and all the shadow frequency, you cannot really vibrate up until you speak to yourself in the kind, gentle, and contemplative tone. Then you start to flow to the gift. Then you start to become more creative and don't really care about other people's opinions.
Right.
You just full of joy and love, and to share more the radiance out.
Right.
Based on your therapist background, I believe you understand this automatic negative thoughts. We call it ants, right? ANTS. We all have a lot of ants based on the past experience and memory. Then we constantly have more than like 95% of the repetitive thoughts, and 85 of those repetitive thoughts are negative.
Right.
Then we do that over and over. That's how we speak to ourselves. We not even know.
Right.
See, actually, that 3 level of the consciousness is not the process. It's all coexist. It's just how we see ourselves and choose which level of the consciousness we want to match. So when you navigate with all the special keys, you start to talk, I don't like to be a shadow frequency today. Let's choose the city. So we can choose to be that if we just want to play. They all happen at the same time. It's not like I have to work hard to take out my shadow, and I have to, learn a degree and get a lot of training. Training is right. We need to do it sometime, but if we using become like codependency, if I don't get A, I cannot get B, then that's a limitation.
I feel like it's the difference between doing love or acting loving versus embodying love. So I'm working at my healing. I'm working through my shadows. I'm doing all these things in order to help myself come back to my divinity of wholeness, perfection, completion. That I don't have to constantly question, am I enough? Am I doing the right thing? Should I do this? It's like, how about just be? Learn how to be and accept your own beauty and uniqueness. And then that takes you from that transmutation of healing to transfigured, like I am the best version of myself. I'm showing up as the best version of myself. And when I'm not, then I have the awareness, hey, what do I need to go figure out? What questions do I need to ask myself? Like what needs to be cleared? What energies need to be cleared?
Exactly. Yeah. Wow. See, you say you don't really know Gene Key, but you're living in the Gene Keys world.
I think so. Yeah. That's why I said that it really resonated with me, even though I don't know that much about it.
We're going to share some of your amazing pearl spears. Think about how pearl has been formed.
Yes.
Right? They have to irritate sulfate. The only way you can be peace was to just nurture it, polish, and make it bigger than it was before. Right? But this time it's not edged. It's more smooth and shiny and different colors. So the pearl sequence is for us to understand we're here for a special purpose. Once we go through the trauma, clean it up, and align our doing beings, then that vocation and the personal branding will show up.
I want to learn. I want to learn more about it.
I'm the guy. I would definitely love to share what I know. So for the vocation is like the role of your business. So when people think about business, must be have some kind of structure, websites and that, right? But the real of the business is us. We are the business, right? How to clean up and how to really unleash our genius. That's our business. For you, you are the number 8 and with the line 3. So for vocation, your role, the number 3, actually you are the strategy person.
Really?
That means
That's fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah. You just, this is things to do because you are initiated. So you always just this, then pop, right? And somebody else, maybe the builder and marketer or something, they will connect with that. So you do the implementation in the beginning, but you're not the, carry on person.
No, I feel like I'm the more visionary. Like this is what I see. This is what I want to create.
Get out the order. Yes.
And then can somebody help me do all the other stuff, please?
This is just how to know we are not able to build our business alone. We need, all others to work together. So for number 8 in the low vibration is mediocrity. Like that's not only you. Like if we choose to do something to fit in the society, if we don't honor our own truths, we always do something we're supposed to do. That's the mediocrity, right? Because you bring in with the crowd. Right. Nobody can see you anymore. You wear the mask, everybody the same way. But you have your personal style once you go through that learning to say, I don't need to stay in the mediocrity. I need to create my own style. So you become more creative to solve problems, whatever the business you really focus on. We are still living the 3D. With this body, we cannot really go 5D. 5D is not a place. 5D is like states. Like we are still grounded in 3D, but we can experience the 5D. So in that, you will be exquisiteness. Then it actually has the same key, number 8 as your pearl.
Interesting.
I mean, for me, is your journey is really just to turn your mediocrity
become exquisite
up there.
Well, it's funny too, because exquisite to me means like very rich and abundant and lavish. And, like I think of a palace. And my last name, Rishard, is French. And it means like rich person, kingdom. And so that's really interesting that is on my gene keys twice. Yeah. Anyways, beautiful.
Yeah, I definitely believe that. So the culture, that's the second key in the pearl sequence. So decided that's the business you want to devote to, then you need to have some kind of structure to support your dream. So the culture is the business structure. And you are at the line 2. The 6th line is different relationship. The line 1 is individual. So that person's business will be based on one person, solopreneur. And you are number 2, you are the partnership. So you best to partner one person or two, kind of form a very tight relationship. Then you strive together. That is your best structure for your business.
Interesting.
And the key itself is number 2. So you are number 2, you're providing and support. Yeah. So you are that kind of a structure in partnership. So in the highest one, the lower is called dislocation. Because, think about the beginning of the universe was born. They have to be separated, the heaven and earth. So that's dislocation. So you think you are like dropping here. But that's your low by. You say, I'm dropping the wrong place down here. Yeah. But then, the highest is unity. So you're going to be integrated back to where you come from. And that is the culture actually you are.
That's beautiful.
Create that structure, partnership, maybe it's not harmony or something that you merge the structure beautifully, then you become unity.
Maybe that's why I've had so many challenges creating this business, because I've been doing it by myself, where I really need
Mm,
a partner to help, because I've always said I feel like collaboration is so much better, because even in an intimate partnership, you say, oh, 1+1 = 2, but in a system, 1+1 equals infinite possibilities.
yeah, exactly. Particularly for manufacturer, it's tough for them to be alone because they cannot be sustainable. The best to take initiative and the builder carry on. That is the best partnership because generator like to do things. And manufacturer like to initiate. And the projector is great to manage the generator. So you, for example, you put those 4 type of generator, reflector, projector, and reflector into a room. Okay, and they have a project. So what happened is the projector will manage the projects and say, you do this, you do that, you do that. Like, so the generator say, yes, we'd like to do. So we do things. And the manufacturers do that first. And they usually don't do it. They just give the instruction.
We're just bossy.
And then
We're just bossy. Is that what you're saying?
But that is, yeah, but that is the best strategy for manufacturer. You just need to inform. So I'm going to do this because, you don't say, I say so. And that's bossy. Right? But by inform and say, I see this and that. And the reflector can experience everybody's emotions and ideas or something. So the reflector in the room is the observer. They just sense that and they celebrate with things happening around them. So we cover the pearl because you are number 8, still the same one, but your line is number 2. So that means that you actually, when people see you, they'll recognize you as a special person, exquisite person. You don't need to do anything, but people can sense, they can see that vibration through you. If you really align, if you're not, you kind of cover it, nobody can see it, right? But your personal branding used to be like work, but because you do work, you do clean out, you speak up, then they become your branding. Then you're number 47. The shadow frequency, the 47, you are actually oppression.
Oh.
So in the younger age, maybe you don't want to be too shiny. You don't want to be totally different.
Right.
So you suppress that emotion, suppress that manufacturer, bossy, expression.
Be a people pleaser instead.
Because that's we always just go to opposite until we find who we are, right? So the oppression will be the beginning of your challenging for your life work. But if you start to go through the whole path, then you shine through, become like a butterfly, take out all the caterpillar genes, you transmutate into a flying being other than crawling being, right?
And I'm transfigured into an exquisite butterfly.
Oh, exactly. And with grace, that is your personality earth. So that is actually the grace transformation. So you turn the mediocrity and go through all the journey of learning, and you just transmute it gracefully and in a new insights to yourself and to others. Because you are the teacher. Remember your line 6 in the profile. That is your process. I'm honored to read that for you.
Oh my gosh. I'm just getting, while you were reading, I'm just getting chills up and down my body, which is for me confirmation. Like whenever that happens, I'm like, oh, truth. So thank you so much. It's really beautiful. I feel like, oh my gosh, that's a lot to live up to.
You are already it. Just being you. The beingness is really the tough one for 3D people. Really, who can stand there like a tree, don't do anything?
Yeah, not me.
Right?
No.
But me either.
My kids are always like, can you stop talking to people? Can you stop touching people? Because I'm always like, trying to give love and warmth and
Yeah.
just acknowledging people. And they're like, oh God,
Yeah,
Mommy,
yeah.
too much. Stop. And I go, that would be like telling me, oh, sorry, you can't ever dance again. Are you kidding me? Really? No.
So happy to have met you. Do you have a website or anything people can follow you on?
I'm kind of coming back to Facebook, and I have recently done a lot of TikTok videos, a couple months. So you can find me on TikTok at The Awakening with Dawn, or you can look up Dawn Rishard, Rishard, on Facebook, also on LinkedIn. I'm usually pretty good about answering my messages. If it takes a day or two, don't fret. I get there eventually. But please subscribe to my Wake Up to Real Love podcast. I mean, that's my biggest passion project. And I envision it as a huge library of resources. So if somebody is struggling with depression, they can go look up depression, and up will pop up, 10 episodes that talk about people who've overcome depression or anxiety or all the things: suicidal ideation, childhood sexual trauma, relationship drama and trauma, narcissism, codependency. I mean, all the things that we talk about.
Basically, Sissy foreshadows.
Yes. Yes. I mean, yes, really. That's what I would like it to become. I mean, I'm sure I need probably a few hundred other episodes to make that happen, but it's a good start. And I hope that people find something that they resonate with. And so it's Wake Up to Real Love. It's on iTunes. It's on Spotify. It's on Google Podcasts, Breaker, a couple of the other podcast platforms. But subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and share with all your friends, because really the message is to share more love and light out into the world. And so if I just have this vision of just helping millions of people come back to wake up to real love with themselves.
You are a powerful manifestor. Punch that punch. The first one. Then people will get in and you just flow with that energy up. That is beautiful. Share your love and care through your voice, through conversations.
Thank you. All these experiences have brought me to this place so that I can share all of the things that I share and hopefully impart wisdom, and help other people reconnect to their heart and integrate that mind, body, heart, spirit. And so, but thank you so much for sharing this with me. I mean, it was really enlightening and fun, and I would love to have you on my show as well.
Oh, that would be great. Self-love is really the turning point.
I think that we all have these journeys of justifying our reasons for doing or not doing something because it's just not important enough to us. But then when we finally say, I don't like the way that this is anymore, I'm tired of feeling tired, I'm tired of having low energy, I'm tired of all the things, that you come back to this place and you say, okay, what do I need to create? What do I need to create more of in my life? What do I need to do in order to do things that light me up? What do I need to do to help me feel more connected, both to my source and to myself, so that I can show up as the best version of myself? And obviously, you've done a lot of beautiful work, Sunny.
Well, thank you so much. That's my honor to read people's profile. Give me a lot of joy.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you around.
All righty. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.